Much love to you. Good morning, good morning, good morning. It's Tuesday, September 19th. And we are going to let today be a day that we put I was going to say an axe in the ground, but let's instead of saying an axe in the ground, a stake in the ground that says that things are going to tip in the right direction today. Are we ready? Yes. All right. So your engagement, it matters. It matters. Like you guys jumping on the chat, it matters. So I just finished talking to my leadership trainers earlier on today. And we were talking about when somebody is all in on something, that they learn how to walk through their triggers in life. They learn how to enroll, right? How many of you guys need an enrollment today? Put me in the chat. If you need an enrollment today, put me in the chat. Why don't you just declare it, right? Like, why don't you just declare it? Just be like, I'm going to have an enrollment today. Right. And so I don't know if you guys have seen, this is my little trick behind closed doors. I have this little mic. So I sound like I got a radio voice when I sound like really I've got a scratchy voice all the time. But I love this mic. I know people are going to ask me what it is. It's a Shure mic. It's a Shure mic and it plugs into the bottom of my iPhone, and I freaking love this thing. You know, I love it because I don't have to charge it. I don't know about you guys. If anybody's got mics that you have to charge, it's like I forget them. I don't charge them. It's just a hot mess for me over here. So, okay. So on my Instagram today, I've been sharing things because I get so many messages from people asking me, just almost overcomplicating the game of money. Right? Almost complicating the game of money. So here's the thing. Like, you get to be a ninja on creating cash flow in your life. You get to be a ninja. Okay. And so in order to be a ninja, number one is you must connect around a point multiple times a day. Okay. Connect around a point multiple times. So write this down on a piece of paper because I want you to do it. Right? You guys who declared that you were going to have an enrollment today, if I was coaching you, I would literally be messaging you every 30 minutes to ask you how many times you connected with someone, right? So if I want to have a high enrollment day, or I say I want to enroll somebody today, I don't give myself all day. I give myself an hour. Right? I give myself an hour. Because if you give yourself all day, you know what's going to happen? The fridge becomes your friend. You know what I mean? The fridge becomes your friend. Instagram becomes your friend. You know, you instead of cutting a video on Instagram, you're like looking at, oh, those are cute top. I think I need that top. Right? And am I right or am I right? Yes. So when you set an intention, and we're going to hot seat money problems today, but when you set an intention, this becomes your point of focus, which becomes how many people do you connect within an hour, or how many times do you connect in an hour? Okay, both are great metrics. So I might say, because you got to test things, right? You got to test things. So I might say, I'm gonna do 3 videos, and I'm gonna contact 5 people in 1 hour. So notice I let go of my pressure around having to enroll. I already know what I want. I want 1 enrollment, right? 1 person to say yes. Now, if you want to be reliable, who likes reliable people in your life? You want to be married to somebody reliable. You want to date somebody reliable. You want to have a virtual assistant that's reliable. Like, you want reliable people, right? If you want reliable people, I want you to declare that and say yes in the chat, right? Like, I want you to say yes in the chat. Declare it. If you're engaged, you will stay with me more. If you're already, you got your videos off because you're doing some other things. I get there's some people at work. Okay, I got you. Okay, but there's like 1% of you that it's legit. The rest, it's playing it safe, right? It's just playing. There's 1% of you, it's legit. You cannot have your videos on, and then the rest, you're playing it safe. Okay, so awesome. 3 enrollments, somebody says they want. Okay, so I make my declaration, and then I forget about this. I literally say, I already know what I want. I know what I want. So now what am I going to do? I'm going to focus on the money-making activity to create the result. You guys with me? Yes or no? Right? And so what I do is I focus on connection. And if I focus on connection, then what makes connection great? Value. Value. So I want you to do this with me right now. Grab a piece of paper and pen. And I want you to think about, write down on a piece of paper who your ideal client is, or buyer, or maybe you're a doctor, you call them patients, right? Like, who's your ideal buyer, right? Who is that? And if you're in like coaching, I don't want to be like everybody because I'm a life coach. No. Like, who do you want to specialize in? If you're in network marketing, well, everybody who needs multiple streams of income. No. Who do you want to specialize in, right? Who are your people, right? Who are the people that you want to specialize in? So write that down. Then ask yourself right now, do the work. Okay, we're making money today. Okay, we're making money today. I am so not okay with being interesting. I want to be impactful. I will stop doing these lives if I'm interesting. If you get on live and you're like, I had an enrollment in the next hour, I will come do more lives, right? Because I want to be impactful. And so to connect with someone, you have to be valuable, because we've all stood in front of somebody that you just wish they would stop talking. Like, please stop talking about yourself. Like everybody's been there. So connecting isn't good enough. It needs to be valuable. So you don't want to overthink this. So you overthinkers, I want you to write the word overthink and put an X through it, which is you are giving up. You are surrendering the overthinking today. Okay. We're surrendering it. You're just going to play it on my rules right now. We good with that? Like, I'm being your coach, play it on my rules, be coachable, stop fighting it, right? So give up the overthinking. It's not credible. We don't want to listen to it. And you don't get to hide behind it anymore. Okay. So put overthinking just so you don't have amnesia or have a blind spot, and cross it out. Okay. So you can remind yourself. So if I'm going to connect, I'll show you one. So one of the things I'm doing right now is I'm working with a company called Savvy and doing a multiple stream of income in network marketing. Okay, so I have my coaching business, I have a virtual assistant business, and now I have a multiple stream of income business. I have a reason for doing that. Yes, I want an enrollment, right? Like I want a revenue stream. But like where I have found that I've been the most successful is thinking about other people before I think about myself. Okay, so network marketing, people in network marketing happen to be a great ideal client for me. Like, I can be very, very impactful with them. So I'm just using this as an example. So I would say, so one of the things I did, this is why I was sharing this with you, is I did a video on my Instagram. Come on. To lead. Come on. I just want to encourage you today to lead. Don't beg for people to work with you. People want to work. Okay, come on. I'm mom onto. Okay. I have heard that one of the multiple streams of income that I'm doing is with a clothing company in the network marketing model. I love it because it's easy. I love it because it's all women. I love it because. Okay, do you see what I'm saying? So that's a connection video. Right? You can go check it out on my Instagram, right? Shanda Sumter on Instagram. Before that, I did a video on retiremeshanda.com. So literally, I have one video on, I'm doing my last list building workshop. This is the last one of the year, retiremeshanda.com, right? On retiremeshanda.com. I'm doing it tomorrow, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, right? So I've got a video connection that is talking. I'm not trying to sell anything. I'm trying to say, hey, am I a light? Am I a beacon of light for somebody who doesn't have enough business? And you're going to roll into Christmas, and Christmas presents are either going to be stressful or awesome, or maybe you're single and you're taking yourself to Thailand, or you want to, but there's no cash there. Like, am I a beacon? If I am, take the last class that I'm doing. Go to retiremeshanda.com, right? Like, that's a real offer. Do you guys hear what I'm saying? Like, that's a real offer. So when I'm talking to you, I want you to understand what my morning has looked like. Okay. I got up, I was with a client at 7 a.m. to help her on something she's doing. Client that we helped grow to over $3 million in revenue, almost $4 million in revenue a year. And now she has people that work for her. So she's like, how do I lead? How do you lead your connection? How do I lead my sales team? Right? Like, and that was our coaching this morning. So 20-minute coaching, she's done. She's off to the races. She's good to go. Then what do? I look for connection as currency. How can I get out connection pieces and let it be easy? Let it be easy. Like it doesn't have to be stressful. So I cut a couple videos for our list building course tomorrow to our team. Let me see. I just want to show this to you. So many messages this morning. Okay, so sent messages to our team where they were like, so now this is a power working in community. They're like, they know my value system. I homeschool my kid. So what's your value system? Why I have my reasons for homeschooling my kid, right? I absolutely have my reasons for it. And so that being said, the reasons are, it's like we're in a war for our children's minds, their education. Now, if you don't agree with me on that, you're not going to watch the video, right? But your job is where are specialized messages. This is why if you're broad and you have a need to be liked and you want to be a people pleaser for the rest of your life, well, then guess what? You are choosing broke, lack, scarcity, less than. But you have no doubt in your mind that you are choosing that. It doesn't have to be that way. If you could be courageous, connection and courageous, if you could be courageous to be wrong, to have people not agree with you. I mean, I have a lot of friends who have their kids in school. I have more friends who do not have their kids in school. Why? Birds of a feather flock together, right? So cut a video this morning. Amazing friends, I am doing a training in less than 24 hours. You might be watching this video and it's less than 12 hours. Hold on. That was my second inspiration, not the one I just shared on. See, that 4 videos. There's 4 videos that have already gone out this morning and they are all like a minute long. I mean, you're talking about 4 minutes of my life. You know, I'm mom entrepreneurs out there, working moms. We are in a war for our children's minds. So I don't know about you, but I chose private education, homeschooling, private education, and that takes money. It takes time, it takes money. And if your business isn't doing the level of income that you want, it can be stressful. So below, I have a gift for you. It's a gift of freedom. It's a gift of increasing your monthly income so that you can really fight the war on your child's mind and get them the education that they want and not the education that possibly the school system is giving them that you're not aligned with anymore. So I'm standing up here as a mom and I'm saying, listen, mommies, parents, we need to create the type of income in our businesses so that we have choices and our children have choices on how they think, values that match your family. Click the link below and let me show you how to grow a business from home and still have the time to be a parent. Okay, so see what I'm saying? Like all I did, the reason why that's easy for you and me is because I'm being honest. Honesty connects. Right? Honesty converts. If you've been around me for a while, I say this all the time, but sometimes it's like, you'll get it right now, right? Because I repeat it enough times. Okay, I got it. Honesty converts. But so if you would be willing to track your connections today. So I've done 4, right? 4 connections and it's 9 a.m. here, 9:14, and I'm here on Shanda On Demand with you. Right. And then I'm going to go to a doctor's appointment. And then, you know, I got my friend Rex Crane coming over at lunch. How many of you guys know Rex Crane? Say, yeah. Right. So I have Rex Crane coming over. And then pretty much my day is over. Right. I'm sure I have karate because it's Tuesday. I got like all the stuff. Right. So this is why I say priority focus time. I pushed this a lot a few months ago on why it's so important, because if you have 2 hours of focus time, you can pop out a lot, because the rest of my day after Shanda On Demand, it is not as productive, not even close to as productive. All right. So you guys hearing me right now? Yes. So how many, let's do a call to action. How many people are you going to connect to, or how many videos are you going to send out? Or by the way, I could send that video on moms. I could literally send that to a couple of my girlfriends and say, would you be willing to repost this? Or I just posted this on my Instagram. Would you be willing to share this? Right? Like, don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to ask for help. Ask people to help, right? And then be there to help them. That's why high character wins. High character is classy. High character, it moves to a different class of income, right? And by the way, the more high character you get, the more opinionated you get. The more opinionated you get, the more haters you get. The more haters you get, the more wealth you make. You guys get it? Like there's no way around that. Because in order for you to stand out as a leader, you have to be bold. And which means you just have to be you, who you actually honestly already are. And you need to be able to speak that and not worry about it. All right? Okay, Shannon Hart, let's pull you up here. Let's hot seat you, girl.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question for me? What's your money question?
Well, first of all, I can't see you the way my internet is happening, so I can't see you right now. So I'm just talking to you. So
I've been there.
okay, thank you. I have homeschooled. I have a.
What's your question for me? What's your question?
My question is, I'm blocking myself somehow. My husband is gotten to the place he's so sick he can't work. I have to take over. I have to take over now.
Okay,
and
great.
I have so many options, and I'm not moving.
Do you have a list build?
I have a list build right now. It's set up for January because I went through the hurricane and I was sick for a week.
Guys, I'm not going into this with her because if I align with you right now, you're in trouble.
Well, do whatever you need to do. I'm with you.
Listen to me right now. Mm-hmm. It is September 19th. You have a list build in January, October, November, December. That's 4 months away. And by the way, she's not the only one I see this with. Okay. It's like, there's always reasons why you have to do it the way you have to do it. I have a woman in Mexico City that literally did my entire course through her cell phone in the corner of her kitchen because there was only one area she got internet, and literally did her entire list build, by the way. She did the course and did her list build, and she had to do it all from the corner of her kitchen because she's so broke it hurt, right? And she could not get internet anywhere else but this one little corner. So her videos looked like crap. She was doing it on her iPhone, not on a computer. Like everything worked against her. 1 year later, this woman is like, not only has got great customers and clients, but she's financially way past stable, right? Now, remember where she came from. She came from really, really low, way past stable. So I am not a genie. And so I do not have the skills to just push money your way, right? There's no way I can do that. The only way I know how to do it is for you to get customers or for you to get a buyer's list underneath you. And I would not wait till January, right? You could do an audio interview series. You can do things and you can do it messy and imperfect. Sorry, my kid just ran in. And if you wait till 4 more months, then there's a lack of urgency there. And so if you wait 4 months, then call me up in 4 months and I'll show you how to convert that list. And
I'm planning a webinar soon. I just can't do the summit.
Great. So if you already have a list, then get a webinar out tonight at 4 o'clock. Okay. Like, you guys get it? Like, you don't have to wait. Like, why do we have to prepare? Like, get on it. Do it tonight. Send out emails today. Send out 4 emails before 4 o'clock and do a webinar.
Okay.
Okay. Awesome. Thanks for being coachable, honey.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Jenna. Hopefully, I feel like somebody just kind of got the power of money loves speed. Like, Don't wait. Like, everybody's waiting to get it right. Don't wait. Hey, girlfriend, how are you?
Great. Can you help? Okay. How can I have consistent cash flow in my travel business? It feels very unpredictable to me right now.
Yeah, so everything for me always comes back to vision, right? Like, I have a vision why I joined Savvy. I had a vision why I started Heartcore Business. I had a vision when I started our virtual assistant company. Like, it always starts with a vision of the customer and client. Like, you guys, I never wanted to start a virtual assistant company. If you would have ever thought that I would own one, I would have told you, no way, no interest in starting an agency. That's a good way to have every single person mad at you, right? Because every time you do done for you work, it's like, it's a challenge, right? And so, but I did it because all my clients use virtual assistants and the industry sucks. It's awful, right? It's so bad. Um, so when you're thinking about your travel industry, it like, why'd you get into it?
Because it's fun.
Okay. And is it you're being somebody else's travel agent or people?
Correct. I book trips for people.
Okay. So now I would look at the avatar. And like, for instance, I used to be part of a group from my old mastermind that booked extraordinary, like they would book you, like you have to find a uniqueness. They would book entrepreneurs when they were going to different locations for like memorable events. So like they would do things like, this isn't it, but like you'd get to have like dinner with Andre Bocelli, right? Now we were a high net worth client for that travel agency. And it was one man who ended up building a couple people underneath him because he niched out. Niching is rich, right? So could she be available to everyone? Yes. I mean, or at least people who use travel agents. But if she gets specific on creating an experience for a certain group of people, it's a different game. So I literally just coached a friend of mine on this in Puerto Rico. And she joined a travel agency and she loves it. She's good at it. And I said, you should because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there. I said, every time you go for lunch or dinner, you should tell people how you're now booking entrepreneurs that have to travel for work, how to create memorable moments when they're traveling, because they have to be on the road anyway. I'm one of the rare entrepreneurs that I just refuse to do it. Do you know what I mean? And so, but most entrepreneurs are traveling all the time, at least if they're in the speaking industry, they're traveling all the time, or the coaching industry or event industry. But there's like insurance people. There's like, if you specialized in people who did insurance, like everybody I know who's done insurance at a high level, they're traveling nonstop. They're never with their families, right? Like how could you make their life even better? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Got it. So guys, don't drop phone numbers and links in the chat, please. Okay. And so you get, that's okay, Jason, you get to go back and, really identify who your avatar is, because we can't really hook up the avatar with your services and start talking to them about it. Cause when you talk to them about it, you're then showing the vision. Do you know what I mean? And they grab onto that. If your vision for them is what they want, this is a big moment, if you guys can hear this. If your vision for your buyer is what they want, that fires them up, or it creates relief, then they're going in, right? And that's why we, as the founders of these companies, need to be speaking about to our ideal customer or client. You don't have to keep saying, my ideal customer or client is this. It's like, no, I help. Right? I help entrepreneurs not miss their families when they travel. I help entrepreneurs, create memorable experiences when they travel. I help families create annual trips every year for their entire family, and I plan it all, right? So that there's a family reunion every year, right? Like you got to create a movement. And when you have a vision that feels compelling, it automatically creates a movement. Cool?
Yeah, I got it. Thank you.
Okay, awesome. Yay! All right. Oh, I always butcher your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, I have a question. So I just launched the 4-part series, Route to Rise, and it's kind of an intro into the summit, and it's free right now. And I'm streaming on all of the streams, and I'm still kind of getting crickets. And then
it could be your hook, or it could be your call to action. So if you're doing the actions of connecting, it's going to be your hook or your call to action, right? So somebody said to me today, actually from Savvy, said, I love how you can get people into action. I'm like, but I don't just get people into action. I can't move anybody into action unless I've got a vision for them. And my vision for them has to be what they want, right? Which comes down to deep, deep empathy, right? Like when you really care about people more than you care about yourself, not that I ever put myself off, but like I'm okay. So like You get what I'm saying? So when your messaging comes out, if it's to fill an event, it doesn't have the same impact as, like, for instance, like, I think it's absolutely insane for people not to be at Zone Event end of November. Why do I think that? Because it's so positioned at the end of the year, just so happens that it is at the end of the year, that we could close down 2023 and set up 2024. So there's no more guessing. We're doing something called freedom funnels, right? And it's like, if I have one main funnel in my 3 businesses now that actually produces a result, then what do you think I do? I just double down on that one funnel. I know what to do everywhere, right? I just double down on that one funnel. And so, but a freedom funnel converts cash, right? And so we're teaching that at Zone Event, right? So you guys who do not have a ticket at Zone Event, thezoneevent.com, right? Like, so it's like, you're trying to fill an event. You got to get what the hook is. Like, if somebody has this freedom funnel, they're golden, even if they never see me again. You know what I mean? Like there will be impact there. Do you see what I'm saying? But if they don't get to the event, they're not going to have that, because we don't send out recordings to the event. Do you guys hear? So when you now think about what you're doing, what are you leading? Like, I had to make a decision that I was going to be willing to teach this to the attendees of the event. And not just willing to teach it, but willing to make sure that they master it. Do you get what I'm saying? And so now when somebody hears me talk about Zone Event, they're like, okay, like, you guys already know if you need a freedom funnel, right? If you need a freedom funnel, put F in the chat, right? Put F in the chat, right? Jason, Zone Event is in Austin, Texas, November 28th, 29th, and 30th. 28th, 29th, and 30th in Austin, Texas. Okay. So see all the F's? Somebody's going to think we're F-bombing the world. That's not what we're doing. We're loving. I should have said the word love, right? But do you guys see that, right? Like you can't just be like, I got this thing. I've got this product, this event, this best pen in the world. Like, well, how do I know it's the best pen in the world? Because when you write with it, you make $1 million, right? Like, when you write a love note to your spouse, they rip up the divorce papers, right? Like, what is the vision for them coming into this Root to Rise, which is a great name. It's a great hook. So I would say, here's my challenge for you. Write down, I'm going to ask you for one right now, but write down what are 3 topics for the ideal customer that you believe is they either should be doing or they should be relieving, like solving in their life. What are 3? Well, I want you to write down 4, but give me one.
Anxiety, connection, focus.
Okay.
Relationship.
So you got to put context around that.
Yeah. That's what I've been struggling with. Like, I feel I'm selling something intangible and I don't know what the tangible is.
I sell intangible things all the time. By the way, has anybody ever been to a mega church? Like a Joel Osteen style church? Okay, they are closing you on Jesus 7 times in a sermon if they're good. And people love to, they love to judge the mega church leaders, but the truth is they're extraordinary marketers. Right? And what makes you extraordinary marketer, if you're good at marketing, you don't have a money problem. Everybody thinks it's sales. Sales is important, but sales is so easy when marketing's right. Why? Because marketing pulls your person. It doesn't manipulate your person. It doesn't trick your person. It doesn't. And when you guys get into marketing, you're trying to get people. That getting is trickery. It's magic, right? And I know people like to throw around the word magic, but magic is not a good thing. Right? Like, what's a good thing is people feel moved inside and they can feel something. And the something is they want where you're leading, right? You're walking up a mountain. Did you guys hear marketing different now from that perspective? So you're not trying to get them. Like, if you look at when I make an offer, I am so unattached because I already know what I'm doing. You got to know what you're doing is great. So if I go Root to Rise, the first thing that comes to my mind is, where are the roots in your life that you need to pull out? Where's anxiety stopping you from making a decision right now? So you're the passion you're getting out of me right now. I don't care if somebody judges me on this passion, and they do. More love it, but there's people who judge me on it. They're like, God, I hate it when she talks or she gets fired up. It's like, I'm never going to stop, because your customer or client doesn't need you to be good. They need you to be great. And when you have energy, energy creates movement, right? We don't sit there, we don't sit there and go, oh, well, we need you to be great, not good. No, and so when I think about your customer, I'm like, if you have got a root in your life of anger, a root of anger, then you are skeptical and you are judgmental. And how's that working for you? People can't get close to you. They can't love you. People leave you in your life, right? Like, you got to pull that root out and rise up above it. That's what we're doing here, right? And then I go into the next one. Why? You've got to pull out the specifics, right? In your sense, the root, right? And essentially all of you guys are doing that. That's what I'm doing every time I do a video, right? I can tell if I am not thinking about the audience enough, I do not get the response. I've never had a good video work. You know what I've had? A passionate, real, connected video work. And you cannot fake that. You cannot get there from your mind. You got to get there from your heart. And this is why when people say that I can help everybody, I will show you a broke person. Okay. And so I can help everybody who wants to make money. Everybody. I can help everybody. That's what my superpower is. But I zone in on a specific entrepreneur. My entrepreneurs are very heart-centered. They are okay that I talk about God, right? Like, even the ones that cringe and go, oh, please don't talk about the Lord again. They're like, I just ignore her when she talks about that because I love her anyway, right? Like, it's like my people are compassionate. They're graceful, right? They're helpful. They're generous. Like, generosity is very intentional in our marketing. We are very generous. And so, like, I've had one person leave me once, and she said, the fact that you want me to be this generous, I'm just not willing to do. And she went and hired another coach, right? That's not my ideal customer or client. Do you guys get it? So with love, my love, I want you to go out and be a lot more strong. I want you to write down what are the 4 roots that need to be pulled out. And I want you to bring it. Right? Not bring it with anger, but bring it with like assertiveness, conviction, and tell people, like, why is it okay with you? I used to say this, I don't teach weight loss, but I'm like at one point in my life, I was like, why is it okay with me to have 10, 12 pounds overweight on my body? Like, why is that okay with me? And I made a decision one day and I said, I will no longer live like that. I'll no longer live with the snack food and the everything in moderation. I said, no. If I got one life to live, I'm going to live in a body that I love. And I love my body, right? And I should do a TikTok video on that for all the teenagers, right? Like, I love my body because I raised my standard. I didn't try and become a size 0 supermodel. Do you guys get it? Like, and so I don't know what movement you're pushing. I can see it a little bit. But the movement's not going to get going unless you start getting really, really specific about the roots. Cool?
Yeah, this is great, Shanda. I was actually focusing on the generosity and giving. Like, I can teach you grounding practices, all these things, but I didn't even, like, I love this. This is
tell them
makes
what
me
it
really-
is, though. Like, when you say a grounding practice, you need to tell them what it is. They need to understand. You're assuming that everybody understands that. And I'm going to tell you, like, if everybody understood that, everybody would have an EMF person in their life that would EMF their entire life. Their house would be EMF'd. They don't, because they don't understand what's really happening. Do you get what I'm saying? And so you do. So your responsibility is to make everybody see it. Everybody write this down. Does your marketing have people see it? Not see your offer, see the solution, see their life, see themselves in their life, right? Does your marketing show people how to see the cost that they're paying for not doing it? Like, it's wild to me how many people will not hire a coach. I'm going to pop you off, babe. Will not hire a coach because they don't have the money. I'm like, it's the cost is your life. I didn't have the money when I hired my first coach. I made the money. I worked my little tushy off in the 30 days in between to be able to pay her next payment because I knew I wasn't getting anywhere fast on my own. Anybody else feel me here? Right? And so I had to shift things. If you do not have a business coach or you are not getting what you need from a business coach, write the word coach in the chat right now. If you need a business coach, write the word coach in the chat right now. That is, when you talk like that, what happens is Deb and some other people start writing the word coach. And what they're doing is they're saying, I'm willing to be seen right now and helped. Right? You guys look at, I've talked to you about thezoneevent.com. I've talked to you about, I haven't really talked to you about the network marketing company, but I've mentioned it. Right? For people who want to build a business with me and don't want to build a business. They just want to get good at marketing and sales. That would be my network marketing, right? I've talked about Rise to Root and what she can do to call people forward, right? I talked to you about the videos that I've already done that are producing impact. If I'm great, not good, then people will come forward and I can actually do my job, what God made me to do, right? And so what I'm asking you to do is to do exactly that. You don't have to be worried about making offers. The right people will know if the offer is right for them. But if you don't connect enough times, then we're dead in the water. I'm not a magician. We got to do it together. Okay, got it? Who learned something today? Put me. Who learned something today? Put me in the chat. So good. So good. Awesome, you guys. So wonderful. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to shut down the live today. Everybody on social media, please share the live. Please, 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 please. I always notice the generous people that share the live. Share the live online, please. And if you're on YouTube, hit subscribe on the channel, please. Everybody else, I will not be here for the rest of the week. I'll be leading an event for the rest of the week. However, you guys on the On-Demand Mastermind, I have a real treat for you. So everybody on social, I'm going to say goodbye to you. Bye. See you soon. Have a good week.